Alright guys, so what's up? So yeah, wouldn't you know it, forgot to hit the second go live button and yeah, my brain is rotted. I was streaming to nobody for a whole 26 minutes, so sorry to keep you all waiting. This is Jeremy with channel Brain Rot. Tonight we're gonna go into the darker side of YouTube. I know that yesterday's stream was a little bit kind of more focused towards the younger audience content wise, but tonight we are going to explore some more mature ideas, if you will. Things that aren't exactly ghost and ghouls horror, but a different type of horror. So with that being said, guys, I know I've kept you waiting for a whole 26 minutes. So let's kick this bad boy off.
Back in November, I mentioned that I was discontinuing my Unnerving YouTube channels and Unnerving YouTube videos miniseries to a mixed response. I told you guys not to worry, and that's because what you're about to watch is its direct and far improved replacement. Welcome to episode 1 of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. This is essentially a one-stop shop for creepy finds that I might have stumbled upon recently while browsing online. We'll dive into not only creepy things from YouTube, but from all over the net as well. Today, we're going to dive into 5 hand-picked and disturbing finds from the internet. The recent Hawaii missile scare is one of the most unsettling real-life occurrences to happen in a long time. Back in my Unnerving YouTube videos series, I included an entry about an emergency alert and how disturbing they sound. This is essentially that, but this time, it was for real. Hawaii's residents went into a state of panic following this broadcast, and there were all sorts of goodbyes being given due to the anticipation of all of their lives possibly being wiped out as time ticks closer and closer to the missile's estimated time of arrival, which was said to be just minutes from when the alert went live. Fortunately, this entire fiasco merely turned out to be a false alarm. The footage that residents took during the situation, however, is entirely disturbing. Take a look at some of it.
Alright, guys, so imagine that you're just, you're doing your thing and you get you get a notification on your phone that there's a missile that's about to strike and kill you, and you don't know when it's going to happen. It could be in an hour, it could be in maybe a half hour, maybe a couple of minutes, maybe a couple of seconds. But while this notification was like, a glitch in the system, I've got a feeling that this footage that was taken by people who really believed it, it's probably pretty genuine. So let's see what they recorded.
Missile threat to Hawaii. A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building.
If you're watching this video, that means I didn't make it because of the missile that's coming towards Hawaii.
Well, to be fair, we are seeing this, and you did make it because this was, a false alarm, but I get why they're showing it, right?
I just parred the last hole, and I just hit the shiznik out of my ball. So, I love you all, but I'm playing golf. It's the last thing I'm going to do.
A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building. Remain indoors well away from windows. If you are driving, pull safely to the side of the road and seek shelter in a building or lay on the floor. We will announce when the threat has ended. This is not
The sheer terror that comes with an emergency alert, coupled with the idea that these residents believed that they only had a few more minutes to live, really puts things into perspective here. Hawaii is such an isolated state, and if there ever truly were an event like this that were to happen, these people would have absolutely nowhere to go.
All right, so there we go. That's definitely like an adult horror right there, a tornado. How many of you guys have been in a tornado before? Or been close to one? I mean, that stuff's it's pretty scary.
This YouTube video showed up in my recommended feed a few months back, and I've seen it a couple of times since then. It involves a family's venture as a tornado rips through their house. It opens with the husband filming a tornado a short distance away, and after a few seconds, it's evident that the storm is moving straight towards them. He then proceeds with his wife to the closet under the stairs, and the terror that follows is much, much more real than anything out of a horror movie. Look at this.
Holy shit. Holy moly. Alright.
Yeah, so that is extremely close to a tornado right there. And that's the thing, guys. It's like, it's not the air that's going to kill you. It's all that debris in the air flying like 100 miles an hour. I mean, even like a 2x4 flying at over 100 miles an hour can go through a cement or a brick wall. What do you think it's going to do to you?
Holy shit. Alright, I gotta go. I'm coming, honey. Shit, where you at, hon? God damn, it's bad. All right, steady. Oh my God. Okay, honey. Holy shit. Stay in. Oh, man. Oh. Shit.
Don't go out there.
No, not yet.
Don't.
Oh. Oh my God. Our house is freaking destroyed, Josie. Oh my.
Wow. So, like, could you imagine, like, go to the living room of your house right now and imagine one of your walls just being completely blown out? That has to be just absolutely nuts. I mean, look at that. That wall is completely gone.
Oh my God. Where's Autumn? Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Oh, shit.
The way that they kept their composure after an event like that is absolutely mind-boggling, and if that were me, I don't think I'd be able to stay that calm. The sounds of the tornado alone are enough to put a horrific image into our minds, and the aftermath of their home is nothing short of grim and depressing. This video isn't anything like a movie. It's genuine and unfiltered, and I can only hope that this family successfully recovered. No matter what.
Man, you could even see, like, the neighbor's house. Like, the neighbor's house, it kind of honestly looks like it stood up a little bit better than their house. Like, maybe it was built a little bit better, but I mean, both houses are absolutely just torn apart.
What kind of storm it is, this really is something that can happen to any of us, at any time. This is another Facebook post that went live on October 3rd. A user by the name of Terry made a post asking people if they heard the eerie radio broadcast that went live on nearly every station in Louisiana. She claimed that she couldn't find anything on the news regarding the matter, and that after reaching out to other individuals who posted videos of the same thing, determined that this was happening.
Alright guys, so let's read this post. It says, Perplexed, October 3rd, 2017, Caddo, Louisiana. So, not sure if everyone heard the creepy broadcast yesterday. That was on 99.7, 97.3, 94.5, 101.1. Not sure if it was on other stations. Can't seem to find anything at all. I'm gonna post some pics and videos from others yesterday. One individual said, PM'd one of the radio stations. They stated it was a glitch. However, I looked at comments and others who posted about it and whom live all over the US. It says something about FEMA and FCC, then listed about 15 states. Some say it's about the storms and the disasters they have done lately. If that's the case, why would they announce South Dakota, great spelling guys, Illinois, and many other states that were not affected? Google, and yeah, affected should have been with an A right there, I believe. But Google doesn't say anything when searching, and if it was a glitch, why haven't we heard about this on the news elsewhere or elsewhere? Some also said maybe they were hacked, so if again, why haven't we heard about it on the news?
Happening all over the US. This is what they heard. Now, it sounds like a distorted voice naming off
Therapy has always been such a scary
Oh,
idea to me
commercial
because
break,
I
guys,
simply
commercial
did not
break.
know where to get started. I didn't know how to find my
states, and hearing it obviously raises alarm. Allegedly, according to radio broadcast stations, this was an emergency alert test that was sent out, and apparently this happens all the time. The stations claim that it's due to a difference in sampling rate from the raw broadcast to the radio station. If they're out of sync, it causes creepy distortion like you just heard. This is, of course, what the radio stations claim. What was actually being broadcasted, however, is to be determined.
Ooh, what do you guys think? Do you think it was some type of secret FEMA signal, or do you guys think it's just what the radio station said? Is that when they're on two different broadcasts or like bandwidths or something, they just don't match up and it creates a distorted voice?
This was a very interesting thing to follow. Back in 2015, a Reddit post was made in the conspiracy subreddit by a user claiming that they lived very close to a supposed daycare that had an extremely strange look to it, and in all 5 years of them living there.
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing that I want to point out is those windows are like really weird. I mean, randomly, just like all throughout over here. Like, what's up with that? That's kind of weird.
Have never seen a kid arrive or leave. As expected, this struck interest in Redditors, and people started throwing in suggestions for what it could be. Some claimed that it could be a money laundering center, while others suggested that it could be used for child trafficking. There was also, of course, a group that believed that this was simply a real daycare, and that there's nothing more to see. Things got interesting though, when one user named Deathship commented this: "I'm going to advise you guys to stop looking into this place. This just drove the interest in the building up even more. After looking into Deathship's background, they came to the consensus that he's potentially just a troll trying to scare people. However, that doesn't discount the other comments left by users.
I mean, that's a pretty good possibility. I mean, I know quite a few trolls myself. You know, it would be pretty funny going in there and be like, you probably shouldn't look into these people because there's a deep, dark secret you'll find.
Claiming the same thing that the original poster did, that they live in the area and have never seen a kid come in or out in years. They also went to the Funtime Kids Care website and described it as being super sketchy and plain, with a bunch of stock images and a phone number. When people decided to call it, they were either sent a voicemail or a lady would answer in a very eerie tone before hanging up on them. One other user claimed that it's indeed a real daycare and that they used to be a mail carrier for that neighborhood. However, one part of their response was a little strange. They said that it is in fact full of kids, but every single time that they deliver mail, no matter the time of day, it would always be nap time.
Alright, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think this dude, Paul Duane, I think he's a troll himself. I don't think that he is a letter, like, think about that. Used to be a letter carrier. I mean, unless that's some, like, UK slang for, like, mail carrier, which maybe it is. But I don't even think they spelled functioning right, so. But yeah, I think this Paul dude's 100% a troll. 100%.
Pretty strange stuff, but that's not even the end of it. People took to Google Maps Street View to check out the place, and they determined that the windows to the daycare have been covered up for years and have hardly ever changed. One of the few instances of somebody
and if you guys thought that the windows on the side where the cars are were like funky, look at all the windows on the front of the building. And look at the weird door. I mean, just the whole building is very, very odd.
Being outside of the building is one snapshot that a user caught where someone is out in the backyard for some reason or another. This led to even more speculation, prompting people to check out the place in person, which quickly became a large problem. One Redditor claimed that they traveled to visit the daycare, and at night, when they got a glimpse inside, they saw nothing but a chair aimed at a TV, showing surveillance footage of another room. Of course, many other people visited the daycare, even during, quote, operating hours, to try to get a peek into their windows. This led to another large issue in itself regarding grown adults trespassing on a private property to peek into a window of a supposed daycare with supposed children. People even began taking photos of the few children that they saw outside the place. This inevitably led to an even larger issue, so police began to monitor the place and Redditors were urged to stay away. One person managed to get pictures of the inside, and it seemed pretty ordinary. After doing even more digging on the place, Redditors dug up the owner's name, and it's rumored that the building owner purchased the daycare for his mother to give her something to do with her time. Allegedly, she's been running the daycare for years, even though they have multiple violations on their state record. This is, of course, speculation and determinations from Reddit, so take these with a grain of salt. All in all, the general consensus is that this is indeed a normal daycare. A strange, eerie...
What do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think it's like a normal daycare, or do you think there's some nefarious stuff going on there? I mean, I'll say that, like, the windows, like, just the windows themselves, they definitely pique my suspicion, that's for sure, so.
And creepy one, but a daycare nonetheless. We just dove into 5 disturbing things from around the internet. I hope you guys enjoyed the concept of this, and if you have anything that you'd like me to look into,
Alright guys, so that was the first video that I wanted to play for tonight. Let's get into the second one. Now the second video has to do with more Reddit posts, I believe, but let's see here.
Struggling to get started on your book?
Ad time.
Meet Squibbler, the AI book writer that transforms...
Station in a hurry, left his bag of personal belongings at his desk, and walked out the door and didn't return. No one's seen him since. Some of my other coworkers thought he was just sick of the long hours and decided to. $430 million. The amount of monthly active Reddit users worldwide as of December of 2019. A figure of this magnitude has effectively cemented the site as one of the most widely used of all time, and with that comes an incomprehensible melting pot of post topics spanning near.
Speaking of Reddit, how many of you guys have that? I don't have it, but I heard it's pretty popular.
Nearly anything you could think of. As with anything, however, there is a dark side. The shrouded corner of the websites harboring the strangest mysteries, stories, and true crime cases. It's safe to say that I've sunk an embarrassing amount of my life reading threads in this category. But hey, I guess that just happens when you're fascinated by something. What can you do? Welcome back to Chronicles of Reddit, an anthology series dedicated to diving into the less disturbing and more odd part of Reddit that you might overlook in your day-to-day reading. This is Volume 2, so if you missed the pilot episode, be sure to check that out when you're finished with this one. Without further ado, get comfy, because tonight, we're taking a dive into 3 more bizarre discoveries that have weirded me out. From Reddit. First up, RBI, a hub for investigative minds to congregate and tackle real-world.
Oh, look, guys. There's an FBI for Reddit, too. Isn't that cute?
Problems. On July 31st of 2020, a Redditor by the name of SoothBB would reach out to the community in a plea for help in finding their coworker. Their post reads the following. On Wednesday, July 22nd, a coworker of mine abruptly up and left work before the end of his shift and hasn't been seen since. 1 week later, a text message is received from him containing only these 3 photos. Does anybody recognize the location shown in these photos? I work at a lab that makes prescription eyeglasses in Northern Ohio. Last week, Wednesday, about 6 hours into our 10-hour shift, a coworker of mine got up from his station in a hurry, left his bag of personal belongings at his desk, and walked out the door and didn't return. No one's seen him since. Some of my other coworkers thought he was just sick of the long hours and decided to quit. But that doesn't make sense why he'd leave behind his personal belongings and not say anything. We tried calling him that same night, but his phone would just ring until it went to voicemail, and by the next morning his phone was turned off. My boss said he got a hold of his mom and that she hasn't seen or heard from him, but didn't seem too concerned, as she said he had a history of living somewhat of a nomadic lifestyle in his past. She thinks he may have relapsed and owed someone money or just ran off with some girl. Apparently they aren't very close and don't have the best relationship. I know he had a history of drug abuse, but from everything I've gathered in the 2 years that I've worked with him, he cleaned his life up after an arrest in 2014 or 2015 for drug possession and had been clean since. He always acted normal around me and seemed to be living a productive life. On the subject of the pictures, a couple days ago after work, I received a group text message that was sent to me, 2 of my other coworkers, and 6 other numbers I don't recognize. It was from him and contained the 3 pictures I linked. No text. I tried calling and it rang once, then went to voicemail. When I called again, it went straight to voicemail. This whole thing's got me feeling very uneasy, and I don't know what to think. Does anybody here recognize the location of where these photos might have been taken? As stated, below this was a link to an Imgur album containing the photos.
Yo, did I freak you guys out yet? I'm slowly figuring out how to warp this avatar and make it do whatever I want.
Which are as follows. Alright, so we've got 3 images in strange locations with very apparent motion distortion. It appears that whoever was taking them must have been trying to shoot him on the fly, and very likely could have been attempting to be discreet about it. Camera flash aside. Now, I know the first thing that probably comes to mind here is the potential of EXIF data being embedded within these photos, and considering the fact that it provides critical information, including the GPS location, extracting this from the image and tracking his friend down should be pretty easy peasy, right? Wrong. Unfortunately, a few others have noticed this and suggested looking into it. However, the OP's attempts at doing so didn't bring up anything usable. On top of this, not only were the images that were uploaded to the album on Imgur not the original photos from the camera that shot them, but the websites and potentially the messaging app they both used more than likely stripped the EXIF data from the files, effectively rendering this angle of attack to be useless. A couple hours after this thread was made, a Redditor named Zepazuzu would inquire on if the police were notified, to which Sooth responded, saying, "That's what my boss contacted his mom about. She said she was gonna give it some time before doing anything like that because she's absolutely convinced he's fine and just left on his own accord. Her lack of concern is kinda mind-blowing, to be honest. If my kid up and left leaving behind a bag of personal possessions, I'd contact the police ASAP. We talked about calling the police ourselves, but my boss ultimately said it wasn't our place since we aren't kin, and that should be left to his family." Not sure about you, but this seems a bit off. I don't doubt Sooth's claims here. However, leaving only his mother with the sole authority to file a missing persons report or contact the police seems a bit odd to me. Personally, if a friend or coworker of mine were to up and vanish after leaving all their personal belongings behind like they'd done, red flags would be going off everywhere. If I were them, I'd be filing a report regardless. Anyway, in the sea of speculation and theories under this post, 2 users, Maxilla the Destroyer and Mashed Potatoes, would present nearly identical theories that stand out among the others. For brevity, we'll just take a look at the one from Mash. My phone has a feature where if I hit the lock button 3 times really fast, it'll send a series of 3
Do you guys get it? Mash potatoes. Ha ha ha.
photos to whatever contacts I've approved. The phone I just got will send 3 from the front camera, 3 from the back, and I think a couple of seconds of audio recording. It's for emergency situations. My old phone would send just 3 from the front-facing camera. Is it possible this is what's happening? Now this. This is a contender I'm willing to get behind, considering the fact that Sooth and a few others all received these 3 photos in tandem. If we assume that their coworker utilized this SOS feature potentially built into their smartphone, then it leaves the door open to just 2 options. Either they're completely fine and did this by accident, or they were or are legitimately in trouble and needed help. But then again, that brings us straight back to the root of this mystery. Regardless of what happened, Sooth unfortunately never followed up with an update on if they ever returned, if a report was eventually filed, or if they ever got into contact with them, leaving the door on this conundrum wide open for speculation. If you or
So, what's up with threads being able to be locked by moderators of the Reddit FBI? That's kind of weird to me.
anyone you know recognizes these spots from Northern Ohio, drop a comment. It's a long shot, but perhaps we can help Sooth put their newfound dilemma to bed while helping to bring their friend home.
Alright guys, so is that going to be like the new brain rot motto? Gay! Is that what you guys were trying to do to me? Oh god, a CPS dilemma. God, dude. Put in the chat, when you hear CPS dilemma, who do you immediately think about? I can tell you who I think about.
Stop 2. Legal advice. a place to ask simple legal questions.
In his research, Dr. Morrison identified a paradox.
And to have legal concepts explained. On the morning of February 7th of 2017, a Redditor by the name of BabyBlue17 would jump into the conversation, explaining and inquiring on an unfortunate dilemma that they found themselves wrapped up in. Their post is titled, "I'm pregnant being investigated by DCS," and reads the following. Hello. I'm 29 years old, happily married. My husband and I are college educated, have respectable, stable jobs, and own a home in a nice neighborhood. We're basically as prepared as anyone can be to start a family. I'm almost 9 months pregnant with our first child. The problem is that 11 years ago, when my husband was a freshman in college, he was arrested for possession of marijuana. It was a large enough amount that he was charged with a Class D felony, but not intent to deal. He pled guilty and did his time in probation without a problem, passing every drug test along the way. He has not touched marijuana since, and we rarely even drink. I have no criminal record and have never done drugs myself. It was a stupid mistake he made as a foolish 18-year-old, and he's worked hard to put it behind him. Someone has apparently contacted child services in our area and informed them that we are drug users. This accusation is being taken very seriously because of my husband's record.
Now, guys, so Ruff made a really good point. He said, check that out. Conveniently in Indiana. Is this a post from Tiffany? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder too, like, did somehow one of Tiffany's Yelp reviews get included in this video from years ago? Back when she was lying to CPS back then too? Holy shit, guys. I think we might just have a possible brain rot video coming out soon about that. Keep in mind too, guys, we're going to have a brain rot video coming out really soon, I think, too, about kind of the origins of Chris Ryder. Definitely kind of speculating on how he grew up. And that's another thing too, is I do have plans in the near future to do a mommy wound stream. And I feel like if I'm going to do a proper mommy wound stream, I probably need to have an expert on panel with me. And with that being said, hey, Chris Ryder, man, I know that you're a mommy wound expert. And if you're interested, I would love to have you on the show to kind of give the psychology behind why people develop such a deep mommy wound, why they just really resent their mother for spanking their ass and trying to teach them accountability, and just kind of give us the whole synopsis behind why someone could just hate their mom so much.
We've been as cooperative as could be with our caseworker. We've been interviewed, our home has been examined, and she found nothing remotely suspicious or incriminating. We have both taken a drug test and passed. Our caseworker says that everything looks fine so far. Unfortunately, she also says that there's still a possibility that our child could be taken from us in the labor and delivery ward, and that we won't be allowed to take her home. I was devastated and horrified to hear that. When I asked why, she said it was not up to her, and we'll have to wait and see, which made absolutely no sense. What gives? I feel like there's something that she isn't telling me, but I have no experience with DCS, and I'm not aware of anything we could have possibly done wrong. I know they'll have to test my daughter for drugs once she's born, but she hasn't been exposed to drugs. Nothing more than prenatal vitamins, not even Tylenol, and I already proved that by passing a drug test. I'm scared and confused. Do I need a lawyer? I'd anticipated spending our savings on our new daughter.
Yeah, so Ruff just said Betty won't. So that was actually the reason I was trying to call you earlier. I was just going to see if, being the manager, if you could kind of send him out an email and just say, hey, we're going to be doing a special exclusive on the mommy wound. And we really want to have an expert on panel. And we really noticed that you seem to also have a very deep mommy wound. And we would really just like to interview you on just how the mommy wound develops. And not only how does the mommy wound develop, but how does it develop so deep?
And parental leave, but I'll use that money for a lawyer if I have to. Thanks for reading, and thanks in advance for your help. Clearly, the actions taken so far by the caseworker are cause for alarm. Receiving news that you're being investigated and might not be able to keep your newborn child would instill anyone with a feeling of overwhelming anxiety. Thankfully, commenters were quick to jump in, offering various tidbits of advice and insight on how she can get this handled. Get a family law attorney on retainer. Maybe contact the local ACLU chapter. This reaction is pretty extreme, and the fact that someone tipped them when you're obviously not using is pretty malicious. Another Redditor named Sudsworthy floated the possibility that the caseworker is potentially complicit in working with the one who made the report. Others, however, had their reservations on the validity of this entire investigation. Indiana DCS does not get involved with pregnancies. Please make sure the person you're talking to is actually DCS, or don't let them in your home anymore. And probably the most substantial comment came from a user named HurryUpMeow, who claimed that they were a former CPS investigator in the OP's data residence. I'm a former Indiana CPS investigator and assessor. Something here is not making any sense at all, unless the law has changed greatly in the last few years when I left the department. As of this moment, you're pregnant, correct? You don't have any children? They're investigating the fetus? To which OP responded, claiming, "Yeah, we have no children yet. They are investigating the fetus." I wasn't aware that was even something they could do. The report they got must have been quite alarming, I guess. It seemed weird as heck to me too. The remainder of the comments, understandably, were incredibly sketched out that this was occurring. It was heavily advised to stop contacting this particular caseworker and to get in contact with the DCS supervisor directly. Hopefully through them, they could get some answers on this. And so the OP went silent for a while. Hours became days, and the thread began to lose a bit of steam, as they always do. Hopefully things were okay. February 21st of 2017. Here's my original post. When I made it, I was advised to get a lawyer right away. I was also advised that Indiana's DCS doesn't investigate pregnant women who don't already have kids, and that the woman claiming to be a social worker might be an imposter. I contacted and met with a lawyer and explained the situation to him. He seemed to agree that something was very fishy. To make a long story short, the woman handling our case has no affiliation with DCS. I'm still in complete shock. We went straight to the police, and they're taking this very...
Yeah, guys, so, I'm not trying to, harp on this person or anything, but this definitely seems like a grift straight out of the Chris and Tiffany book. 100%. Just, some really just out there shit that just doesn't make any fucking sense to anybody else, and, but God, they'll swear by it.
Very seriously. I can't give a lot of details because it's an ongoing investigation, but she seems to have been a very skilled and well-researched liar. I never would have known anything was amiss without the advice of this subreddit and the intervention of my attorney. I feel like a complete idiot, but the instinct to cooperate when faced with an intimidating authority figure is strong. I haven't had the baby yet, and we're staying at a trusted family member's home until the baby's born. My OB and the hospital we'll be delivering at have already been informed of the situation and will be taking the appropriate security measures. I'm still freaking out, but we're taking every precaution for the safety of my child, and hopefully everything will turn out okay. Thanks again, everybody. Truly. Abduction of a newborn is something unfathomable to me. However, after reading this and looking into it, I now know that it is a thing. Go figure. The stats are interesting too. According to an article made by KVUE in Austin, Texas, from 1964 to October of 2019, 327 children under the age of 1 have been abducted in the US. Of those,
that is a pretty messed up number, guys. 41 of those cases have been in Texas alone. Among all those cases, 140 were abducted from healthcare facilities, 140 from homes, and 47 Can't see the rest of it. Children who were abducted, 257 of them were taken by women of children. Wow. So, WT Femi wants to know if I'm controlling the booger or if it's autonomous. So let me just say that. It tracks my face. So it does mess up a lot, like really bad too. But I open my mouth and it tracks like my eyebrows, my eyes sometimes. But the lighting's not too good in here, so it does mess up pretty good amount. But if I turn my head, it should turn one way, the other. Tilt.
Those 327 who were abducted, 257 of them were taken by women of childbearing age, between the ages of 14 and 39. A nurse or healthcare worker is more likely to take a child from a healthcare setting, while a babysitter, relative, or friend is more likely to take an infant from a home. Had the OP not raised their suspicions, then who knows what the next step the attempted kidnapper would have taken. Perhaps they'd try to get someone to impersonate a nurse, coming face to face with the OP in the recovery room to abduct their child. It might sound like a long shot, but if they were this dedicated, pursuing a fake DCS case against baby blues, and even coming out to inspect their home, then I wouldn't doubt that they'd pull a stunt like this too. To date, the OP understandably hasn't returned to Reddit. Their story, though, will forever live on in r/legal advice as one of the most bizarre and unsettling occurrences that have been shared there. I'm sure this would make a great personal story one day, but to be honest, if I were them, I'd be happy with just forgetting it. Our final stop, r/relationships, the place you go for advice in.
If you love binge watching and you hate being interrupted by ads, you need Pi. It's a free browser extension that blocks ads on your favorite sites. You just install it once and then like that, you can enjoy internet without.
Well, your relationships. On Monday, May 23rd of 2016, a Redditor by the name of Losing My Mind 5 would share a story about what they believed to be their husband spying on them when he isn't home. Considering the post received upwards of 6,000 likes and nearly 1.5 thousand comments in just 5 months, it's safe to assume that their story shook some people up. It's deleted now, however thankfully archives exist to remedy situations like this. And it read the following. My husband Henry and I have been married for almost 2 years. Together for 5. We have a pretty normal relationship and have always felt that we share a mutual trust in each other. We've never broken up, and I can't think of one situation where he'd feel that I'm not trustworthy. I feel like I'm going crazy over this. Henry's career usually requires him to travel rarely, but this year's an exception. His company's in the middle of a reorganization, and he's been traveling to do training seminars about once a month. His trips are usually Monday to Sunday. I've confirmed these trips, and yes, they are legitimate. I'd say that we've been handling it well, but the past few months, my husband's been doing weird things that have caused me to believe that he's spying on me or showing controlling tendencies. The first incident was at the end of March when my husband came home and asked me how my friend was doing with the death of her dog. At first, I said she was sad, but doing okay. About a minute later, I asked how he knew that, and he said social media. The only reason I asked was because I had a phone call in the living room with my friend when the dog died. Not only that, but my friend had deactivated her page before the dog died, so it wouldn't have been on there. I'm the only mutual friend he had with her, so I don't think that he'd see anything that she was tagged in. I asked him if he's watching me, as a joke, and he said, "Seriously? Why would you think that?" I explained it, and he said no, it was on social media. I just assumed his defensiveness was because he had jet lag. The second incident was in April when I went out with my friends during the weekend. That Saturday night, I texted him that I would let him know when I'm home, and it should be around 12:30 a.m. I got home earlier at about 11 p.m. and fiddled around the kitchen for probably 20 minutes. I'll admit, I forgot to text him. I got a text at about 11:20 that said, "You're home?" I told him yes, that I was straightening the kitchen, then going to bed. I asked how he knew, and he said he just figured you would be already. He told me goodnight, and I went to bed. Normally, I wouldn't think anything of this, but this latest incident has me looking back on the past few months. Henry got home early from this month's trip on Friday. I was super excited because he doesn't have a trip until September. When he got home, he asked what I did all week. I explained all of my activities when he said, "Did you have any friends over?" I said no, and he said, "Oh, really?" I said yes, and then at that point I was really confused because I truly didn't have any friends over. He just huffed and stormed off. Again, I just assumed he was tired. I went to the bedroom and asked if he was okay, and he said that he was. Later that night, we were talking about my week, and I mentioned my brother dropped off some photo albums of my dad, who passed away, and that I wanted to show him some. Henry said, "Oh, your brother was here." Okay.
Now, just so you guys know too, like, I'm seeing this all for the first time too. So if you're wondering why I'm not talking as much, it's simply just because I'm trying to consume this same content too. You know, this is all brand new to me. So.
And then mumbled, "That makes sense," as he walked away. I have really good hearing, and I don't think he thought I'd hear it. If he had a camera, is it possible he could have heard a male voice and assumed that it was another male friend? My brother didn't come in the house, but we talked on the front porch with the front door open. I feel crazy just typing this. Sunday, because he was at his mom's, I decided to try and look around. I didn't want to be too obvious, so I kind of just nonchalantly walked around looking at things, accidentally knocking things over, and looking at them when I picked them up, etc. I'm sure it was obvious because I got a call from him asking what I was doing. I told him just hanging out, and he said, "Doing what?" I told him I was watching TV. I did have the TV on. There was a pause, and he said, "I'm leaving soon. I'll be home in 20 minutes. He was supposed to be there for 3 more hours. Someone tell me I am overreacting and this is not strange. Am I digging too far into this? I don't know how he'd know about my friend's dog and that I was home early that one night. There's gotta be something going on, right? He's never acted like this before February. It's weird. I get home after him during the week, so I don't get too much time alone, aside from showers, bathroom visits, etc. Help? Oh yeah. I can see why this story gained so much steam. In our connected world, options for spying, especially for someone versed in information technology with access to the network within the house that you live in, are nearly endless. Webcams, microphones, smartphones, smart speakers, laptops, connected TVs, what have you. And that's not even including the potential for hidden cameras.
Hey, do you guys remember Mario 64? That was a really good game. It's like one of the first games that I ever played, in fact.
Which these days are disturbingly simple to come by. Being spied on is truly something that induces chills within me, because few things are more intimate and more sacred than one's own privacy. And so Reddit jumped on the case, giving her options and theories as to what he might be up to. These ranged pretty widely, from the potential of him cheating and projecting his behavior onto her, to him deriving some fantasy from spying on her. It truly did light this subreddit up for a while. A user named Riker Omega 3 lended their advice with a pretty solid gotcha tactic to subtly pull the evidence out of him. Next time he goes away, unplug the cable modem. If he's monitoring you, he won't be able to without the internet going to the house. Power off your cell phone and any other tablet during this time as well, in case he's using those as a microphone. Take that time to really carefully go through the house. Wherever you were looking when you got busted the first time is where it starts. Pay attention to anything that's been moved. Look at the air vents, returns, and smoke detectors. These usually have a layer of dust on them. If the dust has been disturbed, odds are someone disturbed them.
Now, this just seems like this is just getting into like more than just like the dark side of Reddit. Like this is getting into just like the absolute crazy side of Reddit at this point. I mean, look at these instructions. They are so convoluted, so complicated, and they just, they kind of play into the story, I guess, right?
Look for scuffs on the floor or indentations on the carpet, as if a chair or piece of furniture has been recently moved. If there's a camera or microphone, odds are he's going to have one in the bedroom, so start there. The living room is the next logical option. Most importantly, take pictures in every room. When he gets back in town, he's going to want to know what happened with his listening devices. He'll check the internet and the actual devices to make sure that A, that they are working, and B, they're still there. Maybe place the modem at a certain angle or facing a certain direction. If for some reason the first thing he does is check the modem when he gets home, you'll know you're barking up the right tree. Now this, to me, seems like it'd be the best option, and it's a bonus that it's so rudimentary. Next time he's on a work trip or at his mom's, cut the internet, effectively buying yourself time to snoop around the house without worrying that you're being watched while doing it. If I were her, I'd do it again, and again, and again, and again, while pleading ignorance every time. Considering the fact that spousal spying is illegal in the US thanks to the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, she'd be able to build a pretty substantial case against him. Call the police. They're able to check for hidden cameras and other devices that are used to spy on people. Listen, this is your husband, and I get that you love him, but if he's really spying on you while he's gone, it's beyond sick and disgusting, and it's also illegal. If spying equipment's found, you do not need to press charges, but the fact that you can press charges should scare the shit out of him.
So what's pretty funny is, like, I think this video was made probably like 8 or 9 years ago. And if this post is from 4 years ago, that means it's from like, what, 12, 13 years ago? So you got a lot of these people who are like commenting this stuff, but it's like nowadays it's just like, well, couldn't you argue that if you had like a Ring doorbell? Like if you watch your spouse leave your house on your Ring doorbell, is that also illegal monitoring? Like keep in mind, guys, this was over a decade ago, so different time.
If you find stuff and still want to stay with him, I'd go to marriage counseling. Another user named WorkDog suggested that she check the router for suspicious connections that could hint at the possibility of hidden network cameras, to which, unfortunately, she responded saying that she's not tech savvy at all. From what I gather here, I'm honestly leaning towards the prior suggestion that the husband's cheating and is projecting his actions onto her. If we're assuming that they've had no prior relationship issues and that this spying dilemma suddenly started around February, then it's safe to say that he must have had some sort of significant life change around that time. Furthermore, considering the fact that he's away for extended periods.
Now, just to interrupt real quick, okay? So, the one thing I do kind of find funny from just the post is, why is it assumed right away that just because the dude starts to like monitor his wife that it's because of something that he did? What if it was something that maybe he caught her doing and it piqued his curiosity, or he's like, hey, maybe I should look further into this or like monitor this? I guess just me personally, I don't understand why the onus right away always kind of seems to fall on the guy. I'm not saying that it doesn't in this instance. It's just, it's weird how people just kind of assume that right away, so.
Of time for work, combined with the fact that he literally dropped everything and left his mom's, take that for what you will, to rush home and address her snooping after he suspected her of doing so. It's just adding up to infidelity to me. Either that, or he simply drummed up this sudden infatuation with spying to keep control over their relationship, to purposefully drop hints at the fact that he knows what she's doing, and to prevent her from cheating on him in the future. But then again, that brings us full circle, because why would you need to do something like this if you aren't doing it yourself? Why would you need to convince yourself that your partner isn't cheating completely out of the blue? To date, Losing My Mind hasn't revisited Reddit to give any sort of follow-up, so it's unclear on what might have happened to her. There wasn't any location information in her story that allows us to do any further digging, and so we're left here, 4 years later, hoping that they'd come to some sort of positive outcome. Losing My Mind, if you're out there, jump on a private tab, use a VPN, and drop us a sign. It can be anything. A smiley face on your profile bio, an unrelated comment on an unrelated post, anything. Your story resonated with a lot of people, and we're all just hoping that you came out of the other end of this all right. Reddit is a massive space, and with such a gargantuan size comes a plethora of strange mysteries that can truly captivate even the most lighthearted subreddits. Tonight, we dove into 3 eerie threads that have recently interested me. I hope you all enjoyed this second installment, and if you have any running theories for any of these, definitely leave them in the comments. Also, if you have any further suggestions for a future Chronicles of Reddit anthology, feel free to submit it to nightmareexpo@gmail.com with the title Chronicles of Reddit Submission. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I love you all. And good night.
Alright guys, so the first video was the dark side of the internet. The second one was the dark side of Reddit. So to end out the stream, I thought that I would go ahead and I would actually show you guys this cool little game. It's actually a game that I use to help compile the thumbnail, and it's called Alternate Watch. Now, I will say it kind of falls more in line with like your typical like zombie horror slash like regular horror stuff, but it's a pretty cool game, and I did want to go ahead and just kind of stream it for you guys. Give me one quick moment. And let's see if we can get this to kick up. Oops, wrong one. Alright, so see if we can extend this out. Alright. So let's pull this chat up to over here. Alright guys, so we are going to start this game. So if you guys are wondering, this is a game that is all about inconsistency. So you go through a room, you see the stuff that's in there, and you see if anything's been switched around or if anything looks different. And you've got a lot of different options you can report on, right? Whether it's imagery, displacement, if you think there's an object that's being mimicked, if there's an individual who looks flawed, a pure form, ghost, preachers like this weird scream type character, electrical is for if something goes off. A tulpa is a entity that appears in a mirror. Corpse and unknown, those are going to be hard to explain unless you see kind of what's going on. So sure that a lot of you guys are probably not going to see the things that are moved around because it's your first time, but after you play the game enough, you will definitely notice the stuff moved around. Or the things that are different. Okay, so that light turning on and off means something changed. So it could be anything. It could be the DVD player scooted over. It could be the picture of the cats moved. So we're going to report a anomaly. So we're in the living room, and I think there's displacement. So we'll report it, see what happens. Alright, so it was displacement. I got that right. Which means that some item around here was moved around to some degree. Okay, so that would be a unknown report right there, because that's just super weird. So we're gonna hit unknown, report that. Oh, we reported it in the wrong room though. We need to report it to the baby's room. Yep, baby's room. Let's do it again. Now, when we report the anomaly, it should correct itself out.
Oh my God, behind you!
Okay, so the baby monitor's on. We're going to report that. That would be like...
Oh my God, behind you! Oh my God, behind you! Behind you! Behind you! Behind you! Behind you!
Oh, let's do it again.
Oh my God, behind you!
Oh, I hit the wrong thing. I hit the bed.
Oh my God, behind you!
So when you guys are reporting an anomaly, we gotta click the right room, right? We got the kitchen, the living room, laundry room, baby's room, bedroom, bathroom, the storage room downstairs, and then the stairs leading to downstairs from the kitchen. So, now one thing I can tell you for sure is displaced in this room too is that guitar. That guitar is supposed to be laying down, so we're gonna report displacement. We should see the guitar lay back down. Oh. Gotta do it again. Don't know why. Alright, so the guitar is back, but I think one of those bottles are standing up when they should be down too, so we're going to report displacement one more time. Oh, I feel like one more time is going to do, because there's definitely something off there. Alright, looks like I was wrong actually, so let's go back. Okay, so here's the basement. So stairs downstairs. Oh, there's a mimic right there for sure. That ball is not supposed to be in the baby's room. Hey, told you guys. I feel like there's a mimic. Yep, see guys right here. Not supposed to be two of those nails. It's supposed to be just one box, I'm pretty sure. Yep, told you. Alright, let's see here. I feel like something's displaced in the kitchen. Alright, it's 2 a.m. We've got 4 hours left on the shift, guys. In the bedroom. Hey, I was right. Something was displaced in the kitchen, but WTFME saying in the bedroom. What do you think? Oh, you're right. Imagery. WTFME in for the win. Report bedroom imagery. Because this picture is different right here. Oh, so is that one right there? We got two guys. Oh, yep, we got two. Report it again. We'll fix this picture over here. Hey, we even got the thumbs up. Nice, nice. Okay, so let's go around. What's that noise? Oh, mimic. There's two tapes right there, guys. So let's go to the stairs. Mimic. Because there's two this tapes right here. And there's not supposed to be. Alright, the WTFME said the bench is pushed. The bench and where? Oh, we got mimics right here, guys. Not supposed to be two ferns in the living room. So we got mimic here. Let's report it. Should erase one of these plants. There we go. Alright, nothing in the baby's room. Oh, camera's moved right here, guys. Displacement in the bedroom. Said replace displacement again. Report displacement again because of the bench, guys. I think she's right too. WT Femi, have you played this game before? Says it's not right though. I feel like you are right though. I feel like the bench isn't typically there though. That's what's weird. So I feel like we've got displacement down here for some reason. So let's hit this displacement. That triggers anything. Nope. No displacement down there. Let's see. Ooh, there's displacement right here, guys. These towels are not supposed to be down in this nightstand. They're supposed to be, I believe, up on this this dresser up here, I think. Here, let's see. Oh, no, they are supposed to be in there, okay. Let's see here. Oh, what's with the door, guys? Whoa. What's up with Kristen Stewart without a face? That looks like Bella from Twilight with no face. So let's report this, guys, real quick. So this would be in the kitchen, and this would be a flawed.
Open your eyes.
Oh, and I gotta get on my reports fast, or I'm gonna lose. Ooh, we got mimics in here. For sure, mimics. Alright, we got mimics in here. Let's report this, because that stuff's not all supposed to be on there. Oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. Mimic in the baby's room, report. I'm about to die, y'all. Oh, no. Oh, I died. I haven't died in like a year, guys. That's not good. Oh, I can't believe I just died on stream. Alright, we'll try one more time. And if you guys see anything, don't be afraid to put it in the chat. So help your boy out. Let's just start reporting random shit like displacement in the basement. I feel like that chair's definitely displaced too. Dang, I was wrong about that shit too. Damn. Oh, that's definitely moved right there. That beanbag's supposed to be over here. 100%. Alright, there's clearly a mimic right there for the cat litter or whatever the hell that is on the floor. So let's hit that real quick. That's a laundry room, mimic. Should take that away. And there's definitely displacement right there. So bedroom displacement. And a mimic too. That's crazy, guys. Right behind this photo is a mimic. Boom, told you. Told you. Mimic in the staircase. Yep, told you. I feel like there's displacement maybe right here. Oh, anomaly not found. Dang. I'm just reporting displacement everywhere, guys. Jeez. Displacement in this room, displacement in this room. Oh, mimic. 100% mimic. What scary face, Emmy? I didn't see any face. Oh, there's an image change right there on the fridge, though. So let's go to report. Imagery. Right here. Yep, there we go. Looks like there's displacement in the baby's room for some reason. got one right in the bedroom. Yeah, yep. Oh, anomaly not found. Dang. Oh, mimic right there for sure. That guy right there. Well, what is that? The displacement, I guess? I think it is. Definitely displacement all throughout this whole kitchen. Like, holy crap. Told y'all. Oh, still more. That microwave is not supposed to be there. There we go. Dang, there's one more, maybe. Oh, nope. Displacement for sure. Oh, that camera was not facing towards us before, so it's displacement in the basement. Watch, the camera's gonna go to the right. Told you. Oh, imagery in the kitchen. Hey, there we go. Alright guys, so I think we made it a little bit farther than we did last time. See if we can finish the game out. Oh, guitar's off. twice. Oh. Mimic.
Open your eyes.
Yeah, like how did I just get flooded with like a ton at once? God, guys, I'm really just like flopping right here. Usually never have this problem ever. Oh, got lucky again. Definitely a mimic down here. I can't believe all these anomalies just came at me at once, dude. That's crazy. Oh, wow. Flawed on the stairs, I guess. Wow. I can't see what's wrong, no. I'm so dead, guys. Oh. Displacement in the bedroom for sure. Hopefully I don't die so I can report it. Report in the bedroom. Sticky note's supposed to be over there. Please save me, please save me, please save me. Yes, mimic in the bottom. Displacement in there. Oh. Come on, come on, come on. No. I'm gonna die, guys. I'm gonna die. No. Oh, mimic in here. Come on. Hopefully I don't die. Hopefully I don't die. Yes. Yes. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. We can live. No. Oh, mimic in the kitchen. There's not supposed to be 3 of those. There we go. No. Not seeing the other problems. Oh, there we go. Got lucky. We can make it 1 more hour. We've got it. Oh, displacement on this for sure. Oh, displacement.
Don't worry about having any experience or anything. I'm also a beginner. You can contact me with the email shown on screen now. I look forward to hearing back from someone. Thanks for listening.
Guys, if we could pull this off. It will be crazy. Just say that. Guys, are we gonna make it? I don't think so. I think we're gonna die, honestly. We might make it. I don't know. I don't think we will, though. I think we're dead. That would really suck too if we died before it ended. Come on, we got one more minute. We made it. We made it. We made it. There's no way. Yes. Yes, we did not die. We won. We frickin' won. Yes. Nice. We got 29 out of 31 rounds. We didn't do Alright guys, well, you know, I appreciate y'all for being here on the stream with me. This was Brain Rot. I hope y'all have a good night, and thank y'all for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next live stream. Like I said, I got a feeling it might be a mommy wound live stream.